Grand Rising. I want to take a minute to express my gratitude. Um, my last share regarding aspects of um, guardian angels, the title of the video was Guardians. My channel is very small, and however, I was looking at the analytics, and there was 143 some odd views of that video, which is like a new record for me. Uh, I have 12 subscribers, and um, this most recent video, I was shocked. Um, um, I had a channel in the past, and at most, I at the height of that old YouTube channel, I think I had something in the neighborhood of 50 viewers or 50 subscribers, and the views were within that subscription, and it was just really amazing, and the people that this most recent video that liked it and commented, Daniel, thank you. I appreciate, and I'm grateful for the engagement. Can be difficult at times to leave a comment or whatever. And with this video, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to include an email that I can be reached if somebody wants to ask a question and maybe they don't feel confident or comfortable, asking in the public forum of YouTube. I'll leave my email, and questions or comments by all means. But the gist of this. In this, again, you'll have to pardon me. As a child, I stuttered horribly. Oh my goodness. And I did rewatch my share, and that most recent share. And well, I don't stutter per se anymore. I'm very, I may not be a very good orator. I stumble around a little bit. I have to think about what I'm going to say, kind of thing, or how that's going to come out. So I appreciate your patience and tolerance with me as I try to express and reflect these experiences. The thing that the theme. I didn't have much experience, I didn't have much, if any, I didn't have any experience with other folks who had had near-death experiences prior to my own. I didn't know what had happened to me. I knew it was this incredibly sublime, blissful, loving, warm, intense experience, and asking my doctors, the cardiologist, the surgeon, the other nurses, technicians that worked on me, asking them, what happened to me, and they were, I was trying to relate, well, what did happen to you, Scott? And I'm like, oh, do I want to tell it? Why? What are you talking about? Because my initial thought initially was that they had given me some sort of a drug during my heart attack, during the surgery, during my recovery that might have caused a hallucinogenic experience. And very soon thereafter, after trying to investigate, what might have happened to me, I started to watch other people's experiences with near-death experience, out-of-body experiences. Um, and where I'm going with this is the theme of what can we encapsulate from all of these people's, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands, and it was such a validation for me that that it really anchored it in that this was a genuine experience. I experienced something that um, I experienced something genuine, and the theme over these, when I watch these other folks share about their experience, while the language, we all come from different places and different backgrounds, different religions, different educations. If you read between the lines, there's the common theme of love, um, and fear, love and fear, um, and the one experience that I'd like to draw out here in particular is when I was in the emergency room actively having my heart attack, and that presence that was with me in the room, uh, that presence was expressing to me, and there was this lingering thing. I'm having all these, it was a flood of emotion and thought and perspective about my life, and um, just a week prior to my heart attack, um, I had brought up something. I was talking with someone about an incident that I experienced with my brother, and it was a negative experience for him and for me. And there was lingering animosity within myself about that incident just a week prior. And I was talking, intimately, personally, transparently. And it was a very difficult conversation trying to express this to this person. Um, And then a week later, here I am, I'm in the hospital having my heart attack, and that presence and that lingering, um, dense, heavy experience that I had had in the past with my brother was in the fore of my mind. That this rift was as yet unresolved, and I'm laying on, I'm laying on my deathbed having a heart attack, and this presence was very vocal in that moment. You cannot take that with you. You can't take that with you. You don't want to take that with you. That rift, that resentment, that that sensation, that fear-based negativity. You can't bring that with you. And fortunately, there was a family member who was waiting outside of the treatment room very emotionally. And there was a moment where she entered the room, and we were able to have a moment. And there was still a flood of nurses and doctors and everybody, but she was able to come in for a moment. And it was so powerful, so intensely powerful. But I felt that wash, that that voice of my guide. Um, just, you don't want to bring that with you. And what they were referring to is this rift that I had had with my brother years ago, and I was able to, not necessarily have direct communication with my brother, but there was another a sibling, a sister, who was in the room with me, and I pulled her aside. She kind of leaned over the bed, and I was holding her hand, and I said, that thing that happened between me and my brother, our brother, a couple of years ago, I said, please, if this goes south and I'm, I wanted to make an amends. Um, and it wasn't a question of want. It was a question, I need to make this amends. My guardian was just like, you don't want to bring this with you. How imperative it is that you don't have that baggage of that resentment or that anger or that fear. You can't bring that with you. You don't want to bring that with you. And fortunately, I was able to make an amends by proxy via my sister on my deathbed. And the profundity of that single event, I think, I know, was the difference of what I experienced when I was almost immediately out of my body. Um, Perhaps the destination would have been different. Not better or worse, just different. Um, but the idea, the common theme, and clearly, if you're watching this, you have some interest in near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, what people experience when they've been clinically declared dead, which happened to me twice during my heart attack and surgeries. I wasn't breathing. My heart had stopped. I was on a machine keeping my heart pumping, and I had been intubated because I wasn't breathing on my own. But that enduring message of love, and when we think of love, oftentimes it goes in like, love, and our brain immediately goes to desire, romantic love, lust. And that's not the type of love that I'm talking about. I'm talking about deeply unconditional compassion, love, and loving our enemy, per se, the person that we are otherwise at odds with, i.e., in this particular case, my brother. And in that moment, understanding, coming to the awareness as I was laying there and having this message gently, kindly, but firmly, you don't want to bring that with you. And how fortunate I feel for having the will in that moment to be forgiving about a deeply painful experience that he and I encountered. I would just, if you're at odds with somebody, if you're at odds with somebody, um, make an effort. Sometimes we can't necessarily go directly to that person for one reason or another, or to go to that person would to make an amends to that person would actually be counterintuitive because it's going to cause more damage. And how we use our free will, use or abuse our free will. And how fortunate I do feel for my guides, for that experience that I had a week prior with a friend, where it was like bringing it up, like, you better deal with this, like maybe my guides were like, a week prior, like, you probably want to deal with this, you probably want to deal with this, and then to the heart attack experience, going, oh yeah, I better deal with this. If there's fear in our hearts, fear, doubt, insecurity, resentment, bitterness, um, and we've chosen that feeling, that sensation, that path, Our actions, our thoughts, our heart condition dramatically affect the directions we go in. And I would encourage anyone who's watching this that you know, search your heart, and if you're in a place where you've found resentment or a rift with a person, a place, or a thing, you don't want to carry that with you. How does that hate feel? How does that fear feel? Whatever it is, does it lessen as the days go by? I think I'm going to leave it there. But when we have a choice here and there, and to find and embrace love in a place that we call Earth, where the cards are stacked against us. Think about it. You know, when you consider the Earth and all the turmoil and chaos and greed and um, the odds are stacked against us. Yet, if we can nurture that loving aspect of our essence in a place like this, it really fortifies us. And again, I cook. It just cracks me up. I'm sorry. I'm a cook, and this is my chef's coat, and it just cracks me up because it looks like I'm wearing a priest collar. I'm not a priest. I'm a cook. A little bit of a hippie too. So thank you for watching. It'd be interesting to hear more of your comments and again, like I was really thank you very much. That me being such a small, tiny little channel, and to get 140 some odd views, it was really like whoa, yeah, wow. Anyway, thank you very much. Um, Free will, love or fear, love or fear. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.